So let's
Okay,
record. Okay, cool.
go ahead. All right, yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce Alex Zubarev, who is a seven-figure earner in the Empower Network business. I want to welcome you, Alex. Thank you very much. Welcome, Alex.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Okay, great. Yeah, Alex, just wanted to, first of all, I want to say I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man and appreciate you separating your schedule to give me an opportunity to kind of ask you some questions for some of my subscribers. Excuse me.
Sure, my
First
pleasure,
question,
man. My
first
pleasure.
question I want to ask you, you want to kind of give, we have a lot of people that's kind of looking at this for the first time, maybe tell them a little bit about yourself and just kind of give me like a little synopsis as far as like, you know, a little bit about yourself, basically.
Sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Alex Zubarev. People call me Alex Z. And I've been in this industry since 2008. So give or take, when you're watching this, it's 2016, so like 8 years.
Okay.
Had my corporate job, and I always wanted to escape that corporate job so I can, build my business online from home and spend more time with my family. So my journey started with traditional network marketing, probably like many of you, and I jumped from one company to another company to another company, learning the skill and learning different skills, making mistakes, failing miserably, getting up again and doing it again, So it's all about that journey, right? So you have to embrace the journey of the entrepreneurship, and that's how you succeed. You will always succeed if you never quit. That's my motto, right? If you give up, if something happens, some little thing that might look like obnoxiously huge to you, which could be, you'll never succeed. So you have to have that inner drive. You need to have that passion. You need to have that consistency, not to give up when those obstacles come your way, because they will come. I mean,
Right.
there's obstacles like come every single day.
Right.
And the way you have to look at it is they only there placed by universe, by God, by whatever you believe in, to make you stronger, to test you. Are you cut out for this? Are you is your goal big enough to overcome any challenge? So that's my motto. I can elaborate more on that, but I have some cool stories to share. But I don't want to make this like 2-hour long interview. so Larry, man, what are the most common questions that your subscribers are asking you?
Right. Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate that. One question where I've noticed that a few of my subscribers have communicated that they want to get started, but they talk to their wife. And I kind of know, just because of our relationship, that you kind of mentioned a little bit about kind of how you got started without your wife. You want to kind of talk a little bit about that and kind of how that ended up happening?
Oh, that's common. A lot of people kind of have to and it's like, is it the way you have to kind of understand this question? Is it a real issue? Is it a real question, or it's an excuse, right? A lot of
Yeah.
people will say that, oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I have to talk to my wife. Oh, I have to talk to my dog. Oh, I have to talk to my priest or something
Right.
like that.
Right.
You have to really find the real reason behind that question. Are they giving you an excuse, or it's a legitimate question? Because if it's a legitimate question, you can answer it. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting your time. That person's probably not serious. He's just giving you an excuse
Right.
not to do this business because he's not ready, or whatever, or she's not ready. So
Right.
if it's a legitimate question, well, look, when I started, my wife did not support my business, period. She saw me struggling, failing, jumping from one deal to another deal, having all those boxes of Autoship juices, vitamins piling up, credit cards that going every month higher and higher, and you have to have that thick skin, because if your wife, your husband, your significant other does not support you, it's okay. You have to realize that they coming from a position, they love you. I hope they do, right? So they want to protect you, if you will, from making a mistake that they think that you're gonna make. So it's okay if you know your goal, if you're aligned with the right people, with the right mentors, and you feel it, you will succeed, right? You have to kind of you don't want to get into the fights with them. you have to kind of like, you know what, honey, I know what I'm doing. You might not understand what I'm doing right now. You haven't read the books I read. You haven't went to conferences I went. It's okay. I love you, right? But just trust me on this. Don't try to put, you know, like sticks into my wheels and kind of just derail me. Just trust me. Give them like a deadline. Like, hey, give me 12 months or give me like 6 months, and you will see results, right?
Okay.
And then work like crazy. Like work like your life depends on it. Don't be lazy. Every single day, you know, sleep less. Invest more time and energy in your business. You know, and that's my suggestion. You kind of have to, like, because a lot of relatives, a lot of friends will always gonna start questioning your sanity, if you will. So you kind of have to let it go in 1 year, let it come out from another year, and kind of not to ignore it, but you kind of have to ignore it, right? Because you don't want to get into the argument. But at the same time, you have to stay your ground. You have to, like, if you planted that flag, right, that pole, you need to really guard it. You need kind of like say, like, this is this is the way out of our current situation. So please do not interfere. Let me do what I'm doing. You know.
Right.
And that's how I did it. You know, that's how many other successful people did it. You kind of have to love them back, but at the same time have a strong posture that you know what you're doing. You're on the right path.
Okay. Okay. One other question too. I've had a couple of my actual people who got in the business and they're excited. And I'm actually going to the new event that's coming up in Tennessee, Nashville. What would you say to those people? Because I've had some people say that, you know, I'm not going to that. I'm just going to do the business. You know, you've been, first of all, I'm sorry, how much money have you made in Empower Network up to this point?
Like 1.2 million so far with all the commissions.
Okay. Okay. 1.2 million. So would you say that going to the events are really important for your business?
Well, absolutely. It's a must. If you're in Empower, it's part of the 8 core commitments. The reason, like, David Wood designed 8 core commitments, this is the, like, bread and butter of the company, if you will. It's designed for you to succeed, because this type of conference, this type of event will change your life. It will transform you. It will challenge your belief levels. It will basically change you inside out, right? Because when you see people that are just like you know, like, I'm a regular person. I'm not any different from anybody. I'm just consistent, right? When you see regular people creating abnormal results, you're going to see, man, like, I can do this as well. It's all about belief level. It's not like one of those MLM rah-rah meetings, like, we have the best product in the world, we have the best water in the world, or something like that crazy, like, I don't know, like 20% residual on 17th level down or something like that. No, it's a real deal. It's we're there. We go there to support our team, obviously, and to learn as well, because sometimes we get those little tiny things that we hear, and we go home and we implement them, and it's like doubles our business virtually overnight.
Right.
Because that's the reason you need to go to the event, because if you don't go to events, chances are you're not going to succeed. You might, but from my experience, from my teammates that joined me, everyone that's succeeding went to every single event. So there's no excuse for you not to go, especially if you live in the United States, because people travel from Australia, from New Zealand, from Europe, from Asia, you know, and they fly for like 20 hours on like 3-4 different planes and stuff like that.
Right.
Like in the United States, you have no excuse. Like, if you're only like a couple hours away, you need to be there, because if you're not serious about, honestly, I'll tell you right now, I'll be straight up with you. If you guys like contemplating and you're finding excuses not to go to the next event, you're not going to succeed. Point blank. Most likely you're not, and you're going to quit. So challenge yourself to go there, make new friends, have fun, and learn this business from the inside out. So that's my advice to those people.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. Another question too is, I've been in the business a couple months and I've had some success. I'm having some people join my team that are, you know, getting started. What would you say to the new person that's just getting started to kind of help them generate, you know, I would say they'll get to the big money if they put in the work, but just to generate an extra $2,000 a month, what is the formula that they need to do to be successful, just to get that jump?
Well, first of all, stick around, never quit, and be consistent, right?
Okay.
This is one of the fastest ways you can make $2,000 a month, for example, if you're going to use specific numbers, comparing to any traditional network marketing company where you have to pitch friends and family, you have to chase people around, do hotel meetings, do all these crazy three-way calls and stuff like that. You just have to learn a couple of things, right? This is like going to college and getting paid, right? When you go to college, you pay, I don't know, 20, 30K a year.
A year,
right?
Probably sometimes more.
Or even more, depending on the school. And you don't make any money, and you go there in the debt, right? When you come out from there, and you can't find the jobs a lot of times, and you have this over $100,000 in student loans and stuff like that. So here you can start learning and earning at the same time. How long is it going to take you? It might take you maybe a month. Maybe it's going to take you 3 months, maybe 6 months. Maybe it's going to take you 1 week, depending how hungry you are. It really depends how hungry that person is. If they come into the business with the attitude like, oh, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to put like my one toe in the water and see how warm the temperature is of that water. Those are not serious people. You have to realize that, because people can tell you whatever they want to tell you, but ultimately their actions are going to show you how serious they are. So if they ask that kind of question, well, you have to tell them like how serious you are about changing your life, right? You can do it like in a week. You can go through all the videos like crazy, stop sleeping and just go crazy. You can take your time, and might take you a month before you start taking action. It really depends on that person, because I've seen people succeed fast. I've seen people like Michael Martin, for example. He got to like initial success, like he started making consistently like between $2,000, $3,000 a month, and he got complacent. And I actually pushed him. I gave like seriously, is that all you can do? So I kind of like challenged, I don't know, like $30,000 a month, $40,000 a month, right? One of the diamonds, and he crossed $500,000 in commissions. So it really depends how hungry you are, how hungry that person is. That's point blank. How hungry they are to change their life.
Okay. Now I know within our system, we've had a boot camp that's been really successful, and I've been successful with it. What would you tell the new person coming in as far as how important are those 8 core commitments?
Like I said, it's bread and butter. You have to follow them to a T. Like I have an analytical mind, so I like instructions. So I like to have step by step. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but if like, especially if you come from employee mindset, right, to become an entrepreneur, you don't have a boss. So having those guidelines and step by steps help you tremendously, because every single day you need to go through those steps.
Right?
And especially in bootcamp, we make it even easier for you guys, because we like break it down to like ABCs, if you will, right? So like you're perfect example, Larry. You're crushing it, right? Why? Because you went through the bootcamp, but more importantly, you take an action on the stuff that we're teaching you, right? So bootcamp is that shortcut, if you will. I don't like to use words like that, shortcut, but it really is. It gives you those ABCs, like where you need to focus on income producing activities that are gonna produce income for you and your business. So that's why having those step by step systems will help you and shorten your learning curve as well.
Okay. And another question is, how do you balance like the family with the business? How do you handle that now that you're very successful?
Well, I'll tell you, like if you go to like a Mexican Riviera or something, like you go to Riviera Maya with your family, you take your laptop and you tell your wife and your kids, okay, I'll meet you guys by the pool. I need to send one email and I'll see you guys in like half an hour. All right. That's how you balance it. And like I do business all the time, whether I'm on vacation or I'm at home, right? So how do you balance? Well, you have to treat your business as a business and allocate certain business hours to your business where you cannot be bothered, right? Case in point, I'm doing an interview right now in our vacation home, and I had to postpone because we got here last night really late, and I just sent them off to stores and stuff right now because I have to do this interview, right? So that's how I balance my stuff. It's on my calendar, and I told them, like, look, at 12 o'clock, I have an interview with Larry. So why don't you guys drive to Walmart and do the food shopping or whatever you guys need to do? Because there's no other stores. There's only Walmart, like state New York. So that's how you balance. But you have to treat your business as a business. Allocate business hours. If you have a full-time job, that's awesome. Take it as a blessing, because that covers your bills, right? Your monthly bills. You just need to find time. So stop watching television. And when you get home, like for me, like when I was just part-time, I was starting out, I used all my available time towards business. So 9 o'clock, my kids go to bed. From 9 to 12 to 1 to 2 to 3 o'clock, whatever it takes, I'm cranking, right? I'm creating content. I'm doing all the business activities, right? Which Larry will tell you how he does it, and he'll mentor you and help you how to build your business as well. It's really not complicated. You just have to really be serious about it and treat this as a business, right? Make time for your business every single day. You can't just attend your business like once a week. I see that mistake as well. People like, oh, I'll do this like on a weekend. No. You have to do it every single day, because your store is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can't be just there like once a week, because you're going to lose all the potential customers. They're going to be like, man, they're going to come to your store and the door is locked. And they're like knocking on the door, but nobody's there. It's like, I'm going to go to the guy across the street who is open, and then you get that customer to another business. Okay. So you have to have your business, even if it's 1 hour a day, even if it's 2 hours a day, every single day, in the morning or at night. That's how you do it.
Okay, great. I appreciate that, Alex. Now, I noticed that you said commitment, and you have some people that don't really believe, or they think that it's like a scam or something to that effect. How would you share with those people to let them know that this is a real business and it's really transforming lives? I know for me it has, but how do you convey that to new people that, I speak to, and they call me and they say, hey man, it's a scam? I'm like, dude, it's not a scam. You just got to plug in. How would you help convey it?
Larry, I mean, like put yourself in that situation. I mean, legitimately, some people might really think that way, but a lot of people say that because they're kind of ignorant. They're living in the past century. Like, this is 21st century, guys. Like before, like people are like, oh, is it safe to use credit card online? Now everybody buys everything on Prime and gets delivered in like few hours, which is crazy to me. How Amazon does it, right? So it's all about being up to date, if you will. You need to like wake up and like, man, this is 2016. People buy stuff online all the time, right? And if Amazon sells stuff, they make money, right? So their scam? I don't think so. They deliver merchandise, you pay for it, it arrives at the door. So it kind of like makes that legitimate, right? Same thing here. We deliver digital products, right? Just like Amazon Audible, you can buy audiobook and play it. Here we deliver information via digital delivery, right? So you can learn at your pace. You can learn while you're driving the car, right? We teach you how to generate business, how to generate leads. We teach you how to make sales while you sleep, right? How to sell merchandise digitally, right? By using leverage of technology and internet. Hello, internet has been invented like 23 years ago or something like that.
Right.
And it's like the analogy would be like, for me asking, like, if I was like from like, I don't know, let's just say there's a time machine, for example, and I'm from like 1927, and and this is like 1985, and all of a sudden, like, remember like Back to the Future, like
yeah,
right? I'm like, what the hell is this? Big M letters, like McDonald's. What the heck is
Fly or whatever?
Is this a scam? I'm like, what the hell is this? People like paying cash and they're supposed to get like this fast food. How's the fast food does it work? Like,
right.
it takes time to cook proper meal, but here it's like you like order and like 5 minutes later you have like fries and you have burgers and stuff like that. Is this a scam?
Right.
This is like me being ignorant, like, and I'm taking it to like some hypothetically insane level, if you will, but this is an analogy. Like, these people like kind of like from the past, like, you have to wake up. 2016, guys, hello. People sell stuff and people buy stuff online.
Yeah.
This is how it works, right?
Right. Okay, that's great. That's great. All right, one other question too I want to ask you. You mentioned earlier about, you have to be dedicated and that type of thing. And I've noticed there's been a few people that's come into the business and they're not really, they don't understand the belief, How do you convey or how do you share with people the belief? Because I know for me, what's really kind of got me like really inspired was meeting yourself, like actually seeing you on a weekly basis, actually communicating with you guys. I see you guys in videos, but it's actually tangible, seeing you guys and the fact that you guys are assisting me day in, day out, that right there is so motivating. How do you convey that to people?
Well, yeah, I mean, most people, like, when they come into the business, so they consider joining an online business, they always have the same two questions, which are, can I do this? And will there be somebody to help me, right? Will there be some kind of a training on a weekly basis and stuff like that? So if you cover those bases, you're covering like 80% of those people. You're answering all of their questions. Like, yes, I will be there. Will you be there? You have to turn, you have to have posture. Like, how serious are you about this? I'll be there. I'll have 100, 200 people learning from me live every week. Will you be attending those trainings? How serious are you about changing your life? You always have to turn, you have to turn it onto them, right? And it's like, how serious are you? Like, what are you going to do? Like, I know I'm going to be making money. Will you be making money? I'm there to help you, right? But if you're going to be like you'll join one mastermind and then you're going to disappear for like 3 months and then and they're like, you back? Like, hello, I'm back. I'm like, okay. Like, I thought you were like serious about your life and business. So how serious are you? Are you going to commit your time and energy to learn this and actually potentially change your life? Because that's all about your why. How big is your why? If you're like 100% convicted that you want to change your life, you're going to do whatever it takes, right? For me, it was like I was financially against the wall, right? I was like, I couldn't pay like minimum payment on credit cards. And I told myself, like, I stand in the mirror and I'm like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I don't care what people think about me. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And if I have to go through a brick wall, I'm going to run through that wall. Okay. This is how committed you have to be towards your wife. Because my wife was my kids, like I wanted to have better stuff than I had, for example, and I don't want to like slave for the corporation for the rest of my life and live in a cubicle, right? And live paycheck to paycheck. So how big is your why? How serious are you about changing your life? Because most people, they're not serious. Unfortunately, it drives me crazy when people say like, yes, I'm going to do whatever it takes. And then they don't show up for the training. It drives me mad. I'm like, it's like you want to shake them. Like, I mean, how serious are you about your life, man? Like, I want to help you. Like, why are you like bruising out like this? So I don't know if that answers your question. Unfortunately, this is the way society is. Most people I don't know, like brainwashed by the media and society to stay small, don't think for themselves, and be afraid of everything and be reliant on everything else. Unfortunately, there's only a few of us, but it's okay. If we can change, just a few thousands of people, they can potentially change millions of people, right? So that by teaching, by growing leaders, right? And you see that what's happening in our business, we touching millions of people, right? Directly, I cannot touch like everybody on this planet, right? By me growing my leaders like Michael, like you, like Jason, like so many others, right? Like Tanya, like Sherry. I mean, there's so many Aldos, right? They will touch those people that I cannot reach, right? And they're gonna grow their leaders, and that's how it works. And this is how we're gonna find, all the right people that are ready for serious change, and people that are coachable and want to change their life and teach others how to do the same.
Okay. Thank you so much, Alex. One more question before we leave. If you could tell somebody one thing right now that's looking at this, the one very thing that they may need to do to change their life, to get involved, or just any advice that you would give somebody that's maybe looking at this, what would be that one thing that you may tell them?
If you're ready, we are ready, right? That's what I would say. If you're ready, if you're truly ready, if you're 1,000% convicted that you want to do this and you're ready for a change, we're ready for you, right? So that's what I would tell them. You can do this, and but we cannot. It's like in Matrix. Look, there's a door right behind me, right? I can tell you that everything that you ever dreamed in your life that you want to achieve is behind that glass door. It's all out there, man. It's right there, right? It's waiting for you. I cannot push you through that door. I can only point in that direction, like go through that door. So we cannot force people to do it unless they decided to walk through that door themselves.
Okay. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you, Alex. That's awesome. That's
You got it,
awesome.
Larry, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm going to give you a fist bump there.
Right on, bro.
Again, I want to say I appreciate all you've done for me and my family. I mean, you know, we see each other at least once a week, and I communicate with you with our Skype group. And, you know, I'm excited about you spending time with me. But folks, I want to share that this is the type of leadership that you have at our organization. And, you know, here you have a 7-figure earner who's spending time with us to help us get to that level. And, you know, in the corporate America, sometimes people get too busy. They don't really do that. So I want to say once again, thank you, Alex. And, you know, I will be seeing you in Nashville.
You got it, man. And I'll see you in the mastermind tonight.
Yes, exactly.
So,
all right. Thank you.
pleasure.
Appreciate you. Yeah. Bye-bye now.
See you, man.
Yeah.